All right, welcome everybody. See everybody kind of joining here a little bit late. The text message went out, so I'll give everybody a couple of minutes to get on the call tonight. Welcome. It is Tuesday, October 30th. I hope you're all ready for Halloween next week or tomorrow, actually. Hope you got some great things planned with the family. And then also, I wanted to make note really quick that Jennifer Sentiment and I will be doing a live on her Facebook page on Thursday night at 9 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So that'll be something that I invite everybody to come and enjoy and watch. She and I will just be talking about living to be the opportunity and kind of how we came together and what we really like about what we're moving forward to in the business. So let's jump into tonight's training, which I was inspired to kind of share this with everybody and kind of go through this because the subject for tonight is the nuts and bolts of building your business. For me, this is something that is very, very important. In fact, you have to get into the nuts and bolts of building your business if you want to take your business to the next level. So I'm going to share with you some thoughts and some ideas about what it means to build your business. And I'm speaking to you directly from experience. I've been in the industry for 20 years, 20 plus years. I struggled a little bit in the beginning for the first probably, 5 or 6 years until I got the right mentorship and the right kind of guidance in building a business. And from there, I went on in 2007, 2008 to build a company and was making over $100,000 a month. And was really just fortunate to be able to be a part of something like that and experience that at that level, because it obviously takes everything to a new level in your life. You know, when you've got that type of income coming in, it's really exciting, but it also brings with it a lot of responsibility. And so I learned a lot about building a business, but also maintaining and growing that business and creating that dynamic where, you're building something that's so big and it doesn't matter what you're doing, whether you're sleeping or whether you're off on vacation, it's growing and it was so exciting. And then I went into the corporate side of things, and I helped create some really great companies. And so I've worked with a lot of top leaders. And so when we get into the nuts and bolts of this, it's a very simple and easy plan to really understand, because it does come down to activity. If you listen to the Monday inspiration call, which was action versus words, it's really about getting into that action piece of it so that you can create the experience that you want in your business. And that's the power. And if by the way, if you miss those calls on Monday, you can go to iTunes or podcast or whatever it is on your Droid device or your iPhone, and you can subscribe to our Living to Be Inspired podcast, which takes all of our calls that we do and it puts them online so that people can listen to them at any time. So if you're not already doing that, then by all means, be sure that you subscribe to that podcast, and you can hear all the podcasts from myself, Danny, Bruce and Renee, Lindsay and Aaron. And so that's there for you. So let's jump into this nuts and bolts of building your business. Now, I'm going to give you my personal experience, because at first, when I first got into network marketing, I was a pretty shy person. I didn't have a lot of speaking experience. I didn't have a lot of presentation experience, and I didn't have a lot of knowledge of the industry. But the one thing that I did have was the desire and the hunger to want to learn more and to be a part of that. So, one of the things that I did is I kind of went through this process to really figure out what I needed to do to be able to come out of my shell, so to speak, and create the business that I wanted to create, which was a multi-million-dollar business. And I think if you're in the industry of network marketing, you have either bought into the products, the company, the people behind it, or you've bought into the vision of the opportunity that it has. And so the opportunity is something that you have to act upon. You've got to take that business to a whole different level, and you've got to treat it differently. And so the first part of the nuts and bolts business for me is really taking it from this idea of just a thought in your mind about what it is that you want to accomplish, and really making it a part of your mission, a part of who you are and what you are in your life. Because if you don't believe in it, if you don't use the products, if you don't believe in the opportunity and the way that it's built, then you're going to struggle with the confidence needed to be able to take it to the next level and create the business that you want. So for me, it's really taking it from this hobby idea, this general concept of, oh, I'm in a business, I'm in a network marketing business, and really turning it into your job. Your job is something that you have to show up to every single week and show up and do the work that you are paid to do. And in network marketing, what's really great about that is that you get paid for your efforts. It's not a thing where you put your time in every day and then you get paid at the end of the week. No, you have to put in the time and achieve the efforts to be able to create what it is that you want to create. So, really defining what it is that you want to accomplish is key here, because when you start to understand that this is not just a product, this is not just a opportunity, it's your business. And what would you do if you were going to create that experience for yourself? How would you treat your business every single day? And, there's so many great analogies out there and metaphors for, building your business. And the best one that I can describe is that airplane taking off, where it uses most of its fuel to get off the ground, because that's where all the energy is needed. So it's really, when you first get started in the business, it's all about putting in that effort and that action every single day to create that ability for it to take off. So there's some things that you can do, obviously, and this is where we get into the nuts and bolts. The biggest thing that you should be able to really focus on is activity, but in the sense of creating and building relationships. So you've got several different types of relationships. You have the personal relationships that you already have, and those are something that are probably one of the most challenging for people when they're first getting involved in network marketing, is how to transition from this idea of a friendship where there's no exchange into the opportunity of being able to share your products or share your opportunity with your friends, to be able to help them see the vision of what it is that you solve for yourself. And that's why a lot of times in the opportunity, and when you're sharing with people, you've got to share from your point of view. You've got to tell people why you're excited. And that was something that I struggled with. And so, really being able to understand that, you've got to know that you've got to kind of work your way through this. What first excited you about the opportunity? What first excited you about the products? And then that will help you cultivate the ability to express to other people why it is that you're so excited. And that will transfer into those people. There's a great saying that says that you can never say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can never say the wrong thing to the right person. And the point of that is to allow you to be able to not be afraid to share your passion and your excitement about the products or the opportunity with people, and realize that, it's not necessarily about how good you are. It's never about how good you are, about how good you're at presenting or how good you're at building relationships. It's always about your enthusiasm and what it means to connect the dots with people so that they can understand why you're so excited about what it is that you're doing. And so that first piece of it is really getting comfortable about why you're excited, why you're passionate. So for me, back in the day when I was an affiliate building a business, it was all about wanting to have that ultimate freedom and to be able to create something to where I could spend the time with my family, to where I could, build a business that would, generate cash flow without me having to be involved. And so that was really exciting for me. That didn't mean that it was exciting for everybody else. Some people just are really about getting their health in order or wanting to look beautiful when we talk about living to be timeless. So there's all these different aspects of it to where you can kind of, you've got to find out what it is that you're excited about. And then once you take that excitement and you transfer it into your story about who and what you are, that's when people are going to start to notice you. And so that takes us into the next part of it, which is you've got your friends and family that you're going to be sharing this with. And those are really a great tool for you to be able to kind of hone your skills and build your muscles. Because, I remember the first time I shared the opportunity with my parents or with my family. It was a tough thing because they know you as somebody different. They raised you, they went through this process with you, and you're here you are now, you're on the other side of it, wanting to share with them this opportunity about making money and changing their lives. And so it can be challenging, but it can definitely be something that is easy to do once you understand why it is that you are excited and about what you're really passionate about, the products or the opportunity, and then sharing that with them. And that will give you the ability to then go into the next part of it, which is when you're out there working and building your business, you've got to think of it like a traditional business. What are you doing to get in front of people? What are you doing to get yourself in a place where you're able to engage with people, talk to them about what they're facing, what issues they're facing, what things they want to achieve? Do they want to look better? Do they want to, stop the aging process? Do they want to get healthy? All of these different things that we need to focus on to be able to engage the people into what we have to offer with Living to Be. And so, that's about, going out there and going to networking events, looking at your local area, or your local community, and going to farmers markets, or going to, meetings where people are gathering to share a little bit about their products or their company, or because a lot of traditional businesses do that. They join these companies, excuse me, they join these meetings, networking meetings, because they want to expose their business to other people. And so when you're thinking about the nuts and bolts of building your business, you've got to get into that habit of knowing that everywhere that you go, every place that you visit, it's an opportunity for you to be sharing the products and the opportunity with other people to expose people to it, because this is not something that will sit on the shelf and do wonders. Okay, it is something that you have to remove, and you have to participate in it, you have to act on it, you have to engage in it. And so you've got to get into the habit of working out the nuts and bolts of building relationships with new people, being outgoing, introducing yourself, asking people questions about what it is that they do, or what it is that they dream about, or what would they like to do. If they could do anything, what would they be doing right now? And really kind of find out where people are, so that you can create that relationship. So many people, it's funny because so many people ask me, well, what's the best way to build a new relationship with somebody? And I say, well, it's the exact same thing that you would do if you were just out making friends with people. When you move into a new area, it's really about just the context of what it is that you're going to do to be involved with the community, what you're going to do to be involved with, your kids at school, or the parents or the teachers or whoever. And then it's really just about sharing with people who it is that you are, and what it is that you have to offer, and why you're so excited about it, which is, again, going to translate into that opportunity for people to be excited about what you're excited about. Because the other expression is that friends do what friends do. And so if you have friends and you're excited about something because of what you know that it means it's going to be, and how it's going to create that experience, then you know that, what, all you have to do is share that with people. And then, like we said before, you can never say the right thing to the wrong person, and you can never say the wrong thing to the right person. So just by putting yourself out there and exposing yourself, your opportunity, and your products with other people, the right people will show up, and the right people will want to be involved with you. They'll want to get into business with you, or they'll just want to be a product user, which is totally fine. Our business is the foundation is building on customers and having that experience and that exposure with people, so that they get an idea of what our products do for them. So that's a couple of different areas. And then, the other part of the nuts and bolts for me is really getting into a daily activity of engaging with people that you normally wouldn't engage with, or new people, or people that you've had a relationship with in the past, and that you want to kind of create more of a dynamic with them as well. So one of the things that I did, which was really a powerful thing, was I was all about getting out there and putting my picture out there, and just talking about my products and putting it out there. So when I was building, we didn't have a lot of things like YouTube and Facebook and all that kind of stuff, which is interesting, because what I had to do was I had to send out postcards. I had to send out emails. Text messages really weren't that big back then. I think it was, there, but it was pretty rare. But I would put out flyers at the local community. I had a route that I would drive every single week, and I would put out flyers at different community boards, just letting people know that I was, I had an opportunity, and this is what I was excited about. Here's the product. Just a one-page flyer that people could look at. And the one thing that I learned about that was that consistency was the key. Consistency was the key. It was when I was going out there every single week, putting the information out, calling the people, emailing people, leaving voicemails for people. that consistent activity started to build up over time. And you hear it all the time about building your pipeline. Well, your pipeline in the simplest terms is just it's just where you're putting all of your efforts into. And then over time, that pipeline begins to build. And then all of a sudden, next thing you know, you've got people reaching out to you. I remember one of the most exciting parts of the process for me was about 6 months into it. I started to get a lot of calls and a lot of people that were reaching out to me. And when I would ask them, I would say, well, what made you reach out? They would say, well, I've seen you, posting your flyers or, sending out your postcards or doing your thing so consistently that I knew that you were serious about building a business. And that's a big one, because a lot of times when people are not excited about joining you in your business, it's because they don't see your commitment. They don't see your passion. They don't see your excitement about what it is that you're doing. And when people don't see that, what happens is they don't believe that you're going to be around. Because remember this, okay? When we're talking about the opportunity, when we're talking about building a business, people are going to be investing their time, but also what's most important to most people is money. And so they're going to be investing their time and their money into something. And they want to make sure that whoever they join with is somebody that is committed to building their business, someone that is committed to being around in 6 months or a year or whatever it is. Because when people understand what network marketing is, they realize it's not a get quick thing. It's something that is going to be a process. It's going to be a journey. It's going to be a marathon where it's something that they're going to have to do, and they're going to have their ups and their downs. And so they want to be in a relationship, in a business relationship with people that are actually committed to doing what they're doing. And that's going to set you apart. I don't know how many people back in the day when I was an affiliate, I would enroll people that had heard it from other people, friends and family, but they knew that their friends and family were not going to be committed to the business. And so they went online because they were so excited about it that they looked for somebody that was committed. And so they found me because I was, branded, I was committed, I was doing calls, I was, doing all the work that I had to do every single day in order to build my business. And so when they talked to me on the phone, they heard it in my voice. They knew that I was committed to building a business. And so they knew that they could get into business with me and I was going to be there to support them. And so, that's why it's really important, especially with social media these days, is that you're always talking about, not always, I mean, I don't want you to be consistently posting on living to be. I want you to be sharing with people about, your life and what you're doing and what you're excited about, quotes or whatever it is that you do, but also interweave some of the living to be into there so that people know that you're consistently building your business, but you're also normal because you have a life. And people want to know that if they're going to do a business, they can still maintain their life. And so they want to see that you're having experiences and doing things like that. So, again, this goes back to what I initially said, which was really getting to that crux of things, which is that this is your business. And if you want it to be a successful business, a business that generates profit, a business that generates an income for you and helps you in your life, then you have to put the energy and the time into it now and start to make those calls, send out those text messages, reach out to people on social network. It's not always about posting, it's about sending private messages, which was something that I did early on where I got a lot of attention is I went through my LinkedIn profiles and my Facebook profiles, and I was sending messages out every single day. And I just picked a number. I think my number was 5 people on LinkedIn and 5 people on Facebook. And so what I did was I went through and I just started going through that process and reaching out to people individually. And it wasn't a canned, response. It was something that I put a little bit of thought into. And then of course the context of it was a little bit canned just because I wanted to make sure that I covered the same information each time. But for each individual person, I would recall how I met them, or if I hadn't met them, why they reached out to me or what they're involved with. And I kind of tried to tie it together so that I could create that relationship, and then I would expose them to what I was doing. And that's what you're going to have to do. But you need to do it on a daily basis. That's the only way that you're going to get this opportunity of living to be off the ground. It's going to be something that you focus on and that you build from the context of, this is my business, this is what I do for a living. And that will come to you over time, and then it'll create this excitement, but also too, it will create this certainty and this confidence in you that will allow you to be able to attract the people that you're looking to attract. And so when you're going through this process and you're putting the nuts and bolts together, what I want you to do is I want you to be able to have a checklist of things that you're going to do every single day. And then put a number by that checklist of the number of things that you're going to do in that category. For example, if you're going to reach out to people on Facebook, just put a number 5 there and just reach out to 5 people a day and send them a message, start a conversation, create the relationship with them, go through that process. And then over time, what will happen is that relationship will build, and then you'll be able to start sharing with them a little bit about what you're doing and what you're excited about, and all of it will start to come together. And then let's say that you want to send out emails, because we all are bombarded with emails these days. But so maybe it's just 5 or 10 emails a day that you send out to people to kind of create that initial contact. And what I would do is I would break that down into categories of people that you are familiar with, the people that you contact and maybe interact with a lot. But then also too, pick out the group of people that you don't have a lot of contact with, or they're friends from your past that you haven't spoken to in a few years, or 5 years. It doesn't matter. You'd be surprised at the number of people that actually keep their email address, even after they're married, even after it's been 5-10 years. It doesn't matter. People will keep those email addresses. And so reach out to those people that you had a relationship with before, and just do a few at a time. The trick to building with nuts and bolts is not to get overwhelmed, not to grab too many things at one time, and then every single day you're feeling defeated instead of feeling rejuvenated because you actually accomplished something. So make your goals according to what you're willing and committed to doing. So if it's just 2 or 3 people a day, then commit to doing that and do 2 or 3 people a day. And then if you find yourself with the ability or the time to be able to do it, or you're feeling really excited about reaching out to people because maybe you had a great conversation with somebody, then add a few more people in there. There's nothing like when you're in the flow and you're feeling good about life and things are going great. You see great results with the product. You've got people talking about it. You've got things going on and you're excited. Well, then by all means, reach out to people, because that's going to be infectious for people to experience and go, wow, this is so much fun. I can't believe this. This is exciting. And then that's going to just kind of roll off you into those conversations, into those relationships where people are going to get excited. And that's how momentum's created. So break it down, really break it down into understanding what you need to do, whether it's text messages, Facebook messages, LinkedIn messages, emails, phone calls, everything that you do. Break it down into your daily activities every single day and just commit to doing it. And that will get you off the ground in your business. And then once you get off the ground, then it's really simple to maneuver. It's really easy to kind of go where you want to go, and you can go as fast as you want to go, and you can go as slow as you want to go. You can take the scenic route, or you can take a direct route. And for those of you that are wanting to, go into this challenge about becoming diamond so that you can capitalize on the additional bonuses that we have going on when you achieve diamond by February 1st, that's where you start to go, okay, in order to achieve that, what do I need to do, right? You need to be able to really understand what it is that you need to do every single day. And, one of the things that I would do if I were you, okay, is that I would be looking for people. If you've got your sphere of influence, you've got people that you network with, but what I would do is I would be looking for people that are like medium to large builders in different companies, or that have had different experience, and really just creating relationships with those people, because you never know when somebody is ready to start something new. I don't know how many times I've reached out to a top leader in a network marketing company, because I know a lot of them. And then through just casual conversation, checking in with them, seeing how their business is going, talking to them about what I'm doing, talking about what's working, asking them questions about what's working for them, because that's what top leaders do. Then all of a sudden it turns into a conversation where they're maybe not excited about what they were doing because the company's changed a little bit, or this has changed a little bit. And next thing you know, they're interested in what you're doing, and they're excited about the possibilities of coming into something brand new, because they feel like they could get this renewed sense of energy and passion about their lives again. Because once a networker is in network marketing and has achieved some success, they're always going to be in networking, and they're always going to be looking for that next big thing that they're going to get excited about so that they can take their lives to the next level. That's where we get into this excitement and this passion about, going through the process and working with people. So, if you've never achieved success in network marketing, then maybe not go for the really big top people, but go for people that are just out there and excited and sharing, their companies and their products. Just because, one of the things that I'm most excited about with people is, when I'm reaching out to these leaders, a lot of times we end up becoming each other's customers, because, if you're in this industry, it's not just about your company and your product. It's about the industry as a whole. And a lot of times what we all do out there is we end up buying each other's products because that's what we do. We support the industry as a whole. And so that's why I'm not afraid to talk to other people in network marketing companies, because they could be my customer. I could end up being their customer. I mean, my cabinet is full of products from network marketing companies because I believe in the industry, because the industry produces the best quality products on the planet. And they have to, because of the fact that the opportunity is built around it and people's livelihood is built around it. So be willing to put yourself out there, because if you don't, you're not going to achieve the results that you want to achieve just because the activity is not there. So really be thinking about that. And this is that scared list that people get afraid to talk to somebody. And I don't know how many times I've done it, but when I've called somebody that I'm afraid to talk to, we end up hitting it off great and everything goes really wonderful. And I trust that you'll have the same experience, just because networkers are people. They just like other people, and they like to talk, and they like to, share ideas. They like to brainstorm. They like to go through this process. And so that's part of it. So get out there and start networking with people, but you've got to create the plan to be able to do that, because that plan is going to get you into the action steps of taking it to that next level. So that's where you can kind of start. And I would venture to say that most people, that's the biggest challenge for them, is actually getting started. It's the deer in the headlights, where you're just kind of like, oh my gosh, what do I do? And the best thing that you can do is just start to put yourself out there, to network, to attend some meetings, to go to places where you're going to meet new people. Go to your kids' event at school and meet other parents, or go to a, like I said, a farmer's market or something like that, and just meet other entrepreneurs that are out there building their business the way that you're wanting to build your business, and connect with those people. And through that process, you'll create the relationships that you're looking for to help you create what it is that you want to create in your business. So that's what I had to share with you tonight. I'm going to ask Lindsay to jump in here and add a few things if she'd like to. And then, of course, we can always just open this up if anybody's got any questions, or they have any comments about, what they're doing and what their daily activity is. And if they want some feedback, that would be great. So, Lindsay, are you there?
I'm here. Can you hear me okay?
Yes, I can.
Awesome. Well, I am just sitting here with my notebook, just taking all kinds of notes, because that was absolutely incredible. You guys have to realize that you can do all the personal development in the world. You can listen to trainings all day long, every day. But if you don't take action, and if you're not consistent, you're not going to have the success that you deserve. So it really does come down to the nuts and bolts. You have to be able to take the action, to have the conversations. And, I think a lot of times we're scared to talk to people because we don't want to say the wrong thing. And like Calvenn said, you can't say the wrong thing to the right person or the right thing to the wrong person. You can't put that kind of pressure on yourself. That's something that I've learned over the years, is you can't put that kind of pressure on yourself. And if you truly don't know what to say, then you don't have to say anything about what you do. You can just make the conversation about those people and learn about them. If you don't feel like you're ready to share your story, your philosophy, your vision, then you don't have to. Just take that moment and learn about that person. Find out, what it is that they're looking to achieve in their life, or, how they want to make a difference, give back, or wherever that conversation is going to carry you. I'll tell you this, Jackie and I just got off an amazing phone call with our newest Living to Be customer. She's so excited about using the Unleashed and Inspired because she's tried so many different things. And, you know, I don't know if you want to bring Jackie on here, but she just, I asked questions. I got to know her. I found out, you know, what she's done in the past, what's worked, what hasn't. And I was relatable to her because her experiences and some things that I've experienced, they gelled. And so we built a relationship, we built a rapport. And that's why we can't put this type of stuff on shelves in the store, is because it doesn't do it justice. You have to have that support. You have to have that person there that's going to help create the space for you to realize that this could make all the difference. And I go into every conversation with that in my mind of, oh my gosh, what if this changes everything for them? You know, this woman has had a lot of health issues, and this could be the thing that changes everything for her. And I didn't just talk about the products. I talked about our amazing company and all the support that we have and how we have this incredible meal plan for her. But you know what? Take a look at that meal plan while you're waiting for your products to ship. And if there's anything on there that we need to talk about, we can talk about it in the meantime, so that when you receive your package, you're ready to rock and roll. So I just want to encourage you guys to get out there and start connecting with people, because we have so many great leaders here with this company, and so many amazing resources that you have at your fingertips. You just have to use them.
No, you do. And you know what, that's really what it's about. You know, the only thing that makes somebody successful in network marketing is exposure. It's putting yourself out there, talking to other people, having fun with it, sharing with people what your product and your opportunity is, and that's what gets people excited. You know, that it's just, you know, there's something very unique about network marketing in the sense that our products, you know, they would probably do okay on the shelf at a grocery store, but there's just such a story and a passion about what it is that we do. And, you know, for me, when I share with people, like, because a lot of people have a negative, you know, stigma on network marketing because they think it's a pyramid and all these different things. And I used to think the same thing. But it's really fascinating when you kind of just really talk with people about it, and you talk about just the idea that, you know, instead of a company paying millions of dollars to advertise on, you know, the Super Bowl or something crazy like that, which is great, you know, instead what network marketing does is we pay people to be able to go out there and do it for us. And it's a really wonderful model that allows people to take control and get excited about something and then get paid for it. And, you know, I was just watching one of my friends, she was a top leader in another company, and, you know, she's got a team of people where they're bringing in 5,000 to 6,000 people a month into her business. And it's exciting because that just means that the industry as a whole is growing because more and more people are getting involved. And all that means for you when you're out there building the business is that you need to be working every single day to expose yourself so that when people are open, because there are a lot of right people out there, they're right for it. You can't say anything wrong to them. They're the right people for your business, and they are just waiting for you to show up. They are waiting for you to reach out, to expose them to your opportunity, your products, your passion, your enthusiasm, your story, and they are ready to go. The only challenge is that they don't know that you exist yet. Okay. So you've got to be willing to share your story with people so that they can be exposed to what it is that you have to offer, and that will allow them to get involved with you. And that's the Achilles heel of network marketing. It's that idea that nothing was going to happen until you create the exposure for yourself, your company, your products, your opportunity. And through that exposure is where everything and all the magic begins to happen, because that's when things begin to really, you know, transpire. People start to reach out, people start to try the products, people start to talk about it online. Next thing you know, you've got people that are really, really excited about it, and they're building the business, and you don't even know who they are, and you don't even know where they are in your organization. All you can see is that your volume is growing week after week, month after month, and it's just getting bigger and bigger and bigger. And that happens only through you taking action and creating exposure to what it is that you have to offer with Living to Be. That's the only way that you're going to be able to do that. And so get out there, share your product, share the opportunity, share your passion about what you're excited about. It doesn't matter what you're excited about. It could be a product, it could be an ingredient, it could be a compensation plan piece, it could be anything. All people will see is that you're excited about something and they want to know what it is and they want to be a part of that. That's what's going to create the excitement for you in your business. That's what's going to help get things into this active mode where everything is starting to happen. So I'm going to wrap things up unless we have some questions. Does anybody have any questions or wants to make a comment? All you have to do is unmute yourself by using the little touchpad on your cell phone, or if you're on your computer, you can just unmute yourself that way too. Because if not, we're going to wrap this up. Give it 5, 4, 3, 2, and 1. All right. Well, you know what? I'll get this recorded. I'll get this posted and then put it on the YouTube channel so that you can watch it again. You can share it with people on your team that didn't make it to the call tonight. Like I said, we sent out the message a little late. Apologize about that, but get the information to your team. Help them understand what it means to create the nuts and bolts in their business so that they can start piecing things together and creating that dynamic that they're looking for. Because there's not one person that has joined you that doesn't want to achieve an incredible goal in their life, to be able to create the financial freedom, to create the time freedom, to create just that ability to do what it is that they want to do. And so in order to do that, you've got to be able to teach them and share with them exactly how they're going to be able to get out of their own way. So this is Calvenn Starre. Lindsay, I appreciate you taking the time tonight and sharing a little bit of feedback there. Living to Be Unleashed, Inspired, and Timeless. And I look forward to seeing you guys on the call tomorrow at Wednesday, 12 Eastern time. That's going to be with Bruce and Renee. I'm sure they're going to have an amazing call tomorrow. And if you have anything, obviously reach out to me, send me a message, text me, Facebook me, whatever you need to do to help you build your business. I'm available for calls and 3-ways and whatever I can do to help support you in building this Living to Be business with us. So again, thank you, everybody. Have a wonderful night. Thank you for taking the time out of your schedule, and be safe tomorrow night. It's Halloween, and just have a lot of fun and don't eat too much sugar. All right. Have a good one.